On the show now, Capri Global posted a good set of earnings. This is for Q4. Disbursals look extremely solid. That's actually seen an 85% rise if you look at it on a year-over-year basis. Even if you look at it sequentially, it's around 55% higher. The company's gold and car loan business has also done quite well. This is something that ICICI Securities was also talking about in their note. But to discuss the outlook from here and how business could really shape up, we are joined by Managing Director Rajesh Sharma on this show now. Mr. Sharma, thanks a lot for joining us today on this show. This is Pavitra. I want to begin by asking you about the disbursals because, we've seen this solid growth come through. What is the outlook on this? Do you expect this kind of momentum to continue?
Oh, yes. So last year growth, if you're seeing that our AUM have grown almost about 56%, and we had an all-time high disbursement close to 3,000 crore. So if we talk overall, I think back of our strong branch network of gold loan, MSME loan, home loan, where total number of branches already exceeded about 800. We clearly see that coming year, we are targeting a growth in excess of about 30%. And hopefully we should be able to deliver it. And if you look at the overall demand also, the demand is very good from semi-urban and rural segment. The kind of loan we do in the lower ticket size of 15 lakh rupees around in MSME, about 12 lakh rupees in home loan. And gold loan, our recently newly launched vertical, which is also gaining a very good traction.
Mr. Sharma, you just said 30% growth this year. So you mean 30% growth overall in disbursals this year, or are you saying 30% growth at the AUM level?
AUM level.
Okay, and that's for FY24 as a whole?
Yes.
Okay, got that. So can we talk about whether you are confident on asset quality as you look at this incremental growth? Because your asset quality improved quite a bit. I mean, gross NPAs came down from 2.3%, as I can see here, to just about 1.6%. So are you confident that your asset quality will remain intact? And which are these segments where you will look to lend aggressively this year?
So if you see the post-COVID, the markets and economy have recovered, and that is clearly reflecting in the collection efficiency, and hence the result we can clearly see that our asset quality have improved by 80 basis points and has come down from 2.4 to 1.6. And going forward also, when we are looking at our collection efficiency, that is giving us the confidence, and that is giving the confidence which is enabling us to expand our branch network, invest more, and we see that with this growth momentum continuing and collection efficiency remain, I don't think that there will be more slippage there. And being we are into a collateralized secured space where every loan have a collateral of underlying real estate property, be it a self-occupied house or a business premises, our recoveries are also in a time-bound manner are happening. So we don't see any surprises. We continue to hope that our asset quality will remain in this trajectory. And if we talk about our overall growth, as I said, we are quite confident to deliver that growth.
Okay, got that. Mr. Sharma, I also want to ask you about just the gold loan business because that has been seeing quite a spike higher in the past quarter. I can see that, in this quarter you were at over 1,100 crores in terms of gold loans. Can you tell us what is expected on that front and ultimately what is the vision? How much do you want this to contribute?
So if we talk about overall gold loan, if you see that India is the second largest consumer of the gold loan. Last year, I think as per the data, we consume about close to 600 plus metric ton gold were purchased by Indians, and most of the gold loan is being used in the jewelry. So 85% of that is going in the jewelry, and that is still the gold loan borrowing. If we see, is still majorly controlled by the pawn brokers, which are relatively lender at a much higher rate of interest. So still we clearly see that NBFC and banks both are growing in this space. And this year, I think we are targeting a AUM of close to 2,500 crore at the end of FY24. And we should see good traction. We are adding another 150 branches there. So with specific gold focused branches, about 740 plus, we should be able to achieve a good growth traction. This is giving a good net interest margin, very strong collateral, and with the achieving a particular kind of AUM, our operating cost will also come in control. So overall, this year is going to be a very good year for us.
Okay, so you're sounding extremely confident on the portfolio, on just growth numbers, on asset quality. Let me then come to margins, because you did very well in the fourth quarter on margins. I think your net interest margins, 8.6% versus 8.5% quarter on quarter. What is happening now with the cost of funds, with your own lending rates, and what's the spread that you're hoping to maintain?
So I think if we talk about each business segment, in MSME, our spread will continue to be almost about close to 6%. In gold loan, our spread will be about close to 9%. In home loan, our spread will be close to about 4%. In construction finance, our spread will continue to remain about 7%. So I think our spread with the gold loan portfolio is growing. Spread will improve further on a consolidated basis, because gold loan, if the portfolio basis become about 25-30% and where the margins are higher, the overall margin will improve.
So can you give us a guidance? When you say overall margin will improve for the year as a whole, what's your target on the net interest margin front?
So since we had a right issue last March, about 1440 crore rupees to augment the capital base, and I think our capital adequacy has become 40%. So net interest margin will increase, because while we calculate net interest margin, capital also play a role. So I think spread will be a more relative thing. I think net interest margin will be over about 11%, because equity have gone up.
Okay, got that. 11% net interest margin targeted for FY24. Thank you for joining in. That's a pretty robust plan that you have in mind. Capri Global there, sounding very optimistic on all facets of the business. We'll take a quick break on that.